chance to win, especially with his play in the third. Do you feel like this was opportunity missed here tonight, Dylan, or how do you see it?
Yeah, he was great. I mean, it goes into overtime, and he stood on his head all night and got us there. And game's on our stick, and they score, we don't, and we get our chance, and it always goes down, and they get theirs if you don't capitalize. So, would have been nice to get 2, but especially with this road trip to get to 500, I thought we battled, and I thought the things we talked about yesterday and this morning we implemented, and that was breaking the puck out, and we did pretty well with that.
Ben scored 30 seconds into the third. What kind of life did that give you guys for the third?
Yeah, it was huge. Especially my line, we didn't have the best second period, and we got out there and got on the forecheck, and that was the emphasis coming in after the second. Get on the forecheck, make their D turn, and that's exactly what we did, and Ray made a heck of a play.
Was it kind of a defensive struggle in there tonight? I mean, it just didn't seem like there was a ton of offense created on either side, basically.
No, I don't think it was a struggle. It was kind of a, it was a sloppy game for the most part, and not a lot of energy, and then both teams got some turnovers, and that gave them a little bit of life, and both teams forechecked well, but I thought it was a sloppy game, and a fast game that there wasn't many whistles in the first period, and it was 0-0, but it's 1-1 in overtime. I think we get our looks, and a lot of times we've been good at burying those.
Are there some positives you can take away from this game just compared to the back-to-back losses over the weekend?
Yeah, we worked, and we worked for each other. We broke the puck out well, and we did play with it in their zone, and they're a good shot blocking team, and we got shots through with traffic, and we knew it was going to be a game like that, and we were hoping that our power play could be a factor, and credit to them, they didn't take any penalties to get us out on the ice.
Obviously, different games throughout the trip, but what's the challenge has been in creating more 5-on-5 offense for you guys?
Well, I mean, it's been better, to be honest with you. We've had way more of a shot focus, and shoot it and get it back, and play that way, and especially when things aren't going our way. Todd is very vocal about being direct. He says it all the time, so I think it's been better that way, and it's we haven't been as much on the outside, and tonight we had some outnumbered rushes, and we just didn't capitalize. So 5-on-5 is hard in this league, and I thought we did a better job tonight of getting around the crease in second and third looks.
You guys return home and play Montreal next, a team that's just ahead of you in the standings. How key are these games? I mean, you're not far off from a playoff spot, but there's quite a number of teams to leapfrog.
Yeah, there is, and we've been in this position. We were here last year, and so is Philadelphia, so is Pittsburgh. So teams have been in this position, and you got to capitalize on opportunities, and when you're feeling good, you got to accumulate points, and when it's not going your well, you got to have a night like tonight where we didn't have our legs. We didn't. It wasn't like I said, it was a sloppy game, but we found a way to get a point, and it would have been nice to get 2, but especially the way things have been going, it was a much better effort.
What did you see from Almer in his first game up here? And I think it's been a year and a half or so for him.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was very engaged, and obviously his size and his hands stick out right away, but he was engaged, and I think he made a lot of really good plays, and it would have been nice to see him get one of those chances early, but that's what he brings to the table is it's great to have, and I was really impressed with his attitude and how he handled himself tonight.
Talking with Dylan, you said you guys had the game on your skates at the end there and weren't able to convert, and they did. How much more frustrating does that make a night like tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we got some good looks at the end there, but I think we had a couple looks that we could have converted earlier in the game as well, and yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
How would you size up this trip, Lucas? You guys got the 3 points out of the trip. You probably wanted a few more than that, though.
Yeah, for sure, right? Like, it's not a successful trip in our point of view. We gotta couple of these games that we want to get back, and it's about learning from it, taking a step forward, and getting one lead at home.
Did you see some positives tonight compared to the losses over the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, we limit them to obviously 2 goals, 1 in overtime, but PK was a huge PK. You know, I think our defensive structure was really good most of the time, especially desperation around our net. Some really good Ozone as well. I think we got a couple of fall where we're looking at a completely different game.
What did you think of the game tonight? It seemed like it was kind of a choppy, sloppy game.
Yeah.
A little bit.
It's like that sometimes, right? And it's about adapting and being able to play in that type of environment as well. We know what type of team they are, and we had a clear game plan coming into tonight. So it's like I said, obviously there's some positives to take away, but yeah, not good enough tonight.
What do you
Power
have
play's
to-
obviously been so good for you guys all year to not get a look on it. Like, I mean, how does that change?
What'd you say?
The power play's just
Yeah.
been such a strength for you guys all year to not get a look on it tonight. Like, how does that change kind of how you have to go about finding offense in a game like this?
Yeah, and obviously power play is a huge part of it, right? They only had 1, correct?
Yep.
So it was that type of game. Obviously, you can look back at different situations, but it is what it is, and we need to find offense otherwise.
What do you guys need to do going home now and playing Montreal, a team that's ahead of you in the standings?
Yeah, it's a big game, right? Every game for us is a big game, so I think it'll be exciting. I think everyone's excited to get out there and you know, get back on the right track and play the way we did previous to today's trip for 7-8 games. So we know the way we're supposed to play, so it's just about getting back to that.
Do those back-to-back losses before Christmas still linger in you guys' mind, or?
I mean, for sure, right? Like it's a team around us in the standings. They've been having a good year. They're a good team, but so are we. It's home ice for us, and it's about taking care of it.
Good 1 point, but would have liked to have gotten the 2 out of this.
Yeah, we sure would have. It's, I'm finding out a little bit about the history. This isn't a great place for this team to play, and I don't think that affected our group one bit today. Right from minute 1 on it, we were aggressive. We played hard. We checked really well. Didn't give up many shots. There were scrambling moments, panic moments that we still have to clean up on, but both teams had them. And we had a 2-on-1 with 40 seconds left. We didn't score, and they scored on theirs. That's basically what the game came down to.
What do you think of that trip overall?
Well, to start in Florida and play against that team and weather their storm, that was a real good win. Tampa, a little bit disappointing because I think we got tricked with the volume of shots, but not the intensity around the net. Dallas, after falling behind 3-0, we settled in, but I think the game really does change for both teams at that point. And then we finished strong and hard here tonight. So it was, you never head out for 50-50. You always want more, and we came up a little short. So an average trip for our group, but when we get on the plane tonight, I think we're making strides in certain areas. We're a little better in our zone. We're breaking the puck out a little bit better than we have in the past. We checked through the neutral zone better tonight, and those are all real good things. We didn't rely on our power play, obviously no chances, but we got to find a way to probably score more than 1 a night, 5-on-5, if we're going to have success.
What has been the challenge in that component of the game?
Well, we're getting pucks to the net. We're not getting sticks on the secondary ones. When you think when we were playing against Seattle and having that swarm mentality, if it got to the net, we found a way to get a stick on the secondary one. Right now, if we do get it, we're kind of off in the corner. We're just not quick enough. Maybe anticipation skills, but we've probably earned some respect too of some of the other teams now, and they may take us a little more serious, which is a great thing, and check a little harder.
Was the defensive game you guys had tonight that kind of your recipe, you think, going forward?
Well, it was good. It wasn't perfect, but there is no such thing. Defensively, we were fine. We're looking a little bit more right now, breaking pucks out of our zone and what our positioning is and how we support and how fast we can do it. And we did see some of that. There were some mistakes, some big mistakes, but they didn't end up on our net, so that's a good thing.
Were you pleased with what you saw from Almer tonight?
Very happy with him. Again, not knowing what to expect, just kind of hearsay around the locker room or the organization. I thought he came in and, right from morning skate, he looked like he fit in. He played with some authority. I thought that fourth line had an identity tonight. They were, you want to call it chaos, if you will. A lot of low to high and then crash the net and get it back. Pretty solid defensively, maybe one shift near the end where they got hemmed in a bit, but to me, they had an identity, and that's a real good sign when you can have a fourth line with an identity.
What'd you think of Lyon? It seemed like he gave you guys a chance here.
Yeah, I thought both goaltenders had to really fight through a lot of crap coming to the net. Tips, deflections, screens. Alex did a real good job on the scrambles. You would think with that type of night, the shots would have been, 45 to 37 or something like that. But both teams checked well. They blocked a lot of shots. We got in shooting lanes, so they had to miss the net. So did they. It was likely not a pretty game to watch, but a well-checked game by both clubs.
I know you said you want to find things out for yourself, but they did just lose back-to-back games to Montreal when you came in. Have you looked at those, or will you look at those games?
Yeah, we will. I haven't yet. That's what tomorrow's for. We'll review this game on the way home tonight, and the group has to go home and breathe a little, get some rest, and then when we come in, we'll look at Montreal. They're obviously playing really well. I can't tell you what we did well or didn't do well against them. Just haven't been that far into it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay.